There's a look at downtown Los Angeles. And with three.
Well, guys,
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. The starters for the Portland Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center. And for the Clippers, Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Pass to George. Indoors tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game, so let's see how this plays out.
Here's Lillard. From 13 feet, it goes down.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility, and boy, he can strike at any time.
McCollum against George. Now here's Leonard. Hands the shot with nobody near him.
Well, we know this about Kawhi Leonard. He can score at all 3 levels, taking advantage of the mid-range game there.
Lillard the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Leonard with the steal. To the paint. And George with the stop.
Well, that's about timing and precision and knowing for Paul George how to use that leaping ability to get that alley-oop.
Lillard against Jackson. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Passes it to Nurkic. Stolen by Zubac. And here we go. George heading to the hoop.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard attacking. Count that one.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Jackson finds Morris. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Impressive. 5 straight makes. Love the play calling here.
Here's Lillard over Jackson. Lillard misses.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
So, for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Cantor's shot is off.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Leonard with the bucket.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Anthony. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Tries yet again. And Cantor with the lay-in. Good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Rondo after Enes Kanter's basket. And Cantor pulls it down.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
And the dunk by Powell.
Boy, Carmelo Anthony is capable, when he wants to, of spotting that open man. Pretty pass.
And George kicks to Leonard. Floats it up for Cousins. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Simons surveying the D. Rondo with the steal. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Incredible wingspan, unbelievable hands. The alley-oop is easy.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. A pass to Cantor. Kicks it out to Jones. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 8 seconds left in the first. Simons, the pass to Cantor, and he lays it straight in.
Enes Kanter embraces physicality, and if he wants to score it, he's going to play right through the defense.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Humble beginnings. I'm from...
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony is out there with Derek Jones, and it's Cantor in at the center, locking down the middle. Lillard from deep three-point land, and no good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while. And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league. Really good job anticipating the rise and fire off the catch. Go ahead, Marcus Morris.
Three-pointer, Lillard. The Clippers grab the miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. That's tipped.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Enes.
And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Covington's checked in. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Jackson misses. Trailblazers trail by 8. Here's Simons. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Kennard on the wing. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And that's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
McCollum up top. Kennard covering. Covington wide open. He fires. A three-pointer off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Out to Morris. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Clippers lead by 10.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here's Simons. Down low. Out of bounds. Trailblazers ball as Portland keeps possession.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. Norman Powell comes in for Jones. Little, he's checked in for McCollum. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Jackson kicks to Zubats. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shoots over Nurkic. And it's rebounded by Covington.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
For the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubats. And it's Batum in for Reggie Jackson. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Rondo passes to George. And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 8.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
George against Powell. And it's George finishing it off.
There's some toughness in the attitude of Paul George. Perfectly fends off the D on his way to the rack.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer, Lillard drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Pass to Batum. Floats it up for Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
Well, you've got to have a rim runner, and DeMarcus Cousins filling the role beautifully.
Lillard left side.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. And Kenny, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. He lets the production. And
feel like Carson Wentz, I got the wisdom and since the bench, I got a funny feeling that's
we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Paul George in this game, guy, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Here's Nurkic. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Nurkic has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Portland. Now George. He's got 10. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Nurkic.
Well, you're working the two-man game with Kawhi Leonard as your primary target. That's the first guy you need to stop.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Clippers leading by 7. Taken away by Anthony. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Jumps up. And the rejection by Zubac. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. Robert Covington's checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum comes in for Little.
That's say there's little you can do to stop Paul George when he's got his game going. He has the lane to the rim, and you know he's going to finish.
Lillard against Beverly. And Lillard kicks the foul. And he commits the intentional foul. A different look for the Clippers. Man's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Paul George. The Clippers shooting an incredible 64% from the field in this game. Beverly the pass to Zubac. Poked away. Powell with the steal. Lillard attacking. That one doesn't drop.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
Zubac in the post. Working on Nurkic. Kennard with the ball. Lillard picks him up. Beverly for 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's McCollum. The baseline jumper goes down. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids, you're right. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Lillard, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
So both teams making some changes here. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. To the left side wing. High post Cousins. He's against Cantor. Up and in on the layup. Cousins has got 6 points.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Simons. Out to Anthony. We've got 1:08 left in the third. He doesn't hit that one. Great D that time from Batum. Kennard with the ball. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. McCollum with the ball. And that comes off the assist by Jones. McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense. The ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Batum against McCollum. His first shot coming late and no good. Trying to use the glass. Trailblazers trail by 6. Pass to Simons. To the middle. Here's Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Boy, once Cantor establishes position on the interior, forget about it.
Outside Rondo. Over to the wing. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Well, you love it. DeMarcus Cousins drawing the defensive attention and still has the court awareness to make the play.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers ahead, up by 6. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3 slot. Rondo, no good. Trailblazers trail by 6. Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Well, you love to see Norman Powell be unselfish and find an open teammate. That's pretty.
And Leonard has it in the corner. To the inside. Here's Batum, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
Lillard surveying the D. Leonard with the steal, and Lillard is going to pick up a foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. George against Powell. George dishes to Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
One of the key aspects for Kawhi Leonard scoring per game is his ability to get to the free throw line. This guy lives there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
It's Jones on the wing, defended by George. Jones kicks to Little, and there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his 1st foul. 4th quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Simon, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
George against Jones. Now, here's George. He's tightly guarded. Fires from the wing. The shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. And now Portland on the break. Here's Anthony, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, Carmelo Anthony, problematic for the defense. He spends so much time at the line, keeps you on a string.
So Anthony nails both of them. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've led by as much as 10. Now here's Beverly. Kicks it out to Leonard. Lots of room. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got his 4th rebound in this one. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Anthony. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. McCollum's checked in for Little. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simon. And George, here we go. And there it is for him.
Wow. How about Paul George commanding the basketball when his team needs a basket? Go to work, sir.
Passes it to Nurkic. It's Powell on the wing. Defended by George. And the dunk by Powell.
Norman Powell on the big-time delivery.
And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Outside, George. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for Patrick Beverly. Portland trailing here. Lillard outside. And Lillard throws it down.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Norman Powell. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Morris, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Shot clock at 5. And it's McCollum off the drive. It's good, and they get the go-ahead bucket. McCollum's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers.
How about the fearlessness of McCollum? Doesn't shy away from taking or making the big shots.
Here's Leonard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
Kawhi Leonard taking 2 shots.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Powell's checked in. Here's Lillard. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Leonard. It's in!
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by George. And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Leonard. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
It was right there for him. He'd love to have that one back. That was embarrassing.
It's the first, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Well, this is why you run your offense through him in important situations. You know he's going to deliver.
And Lillard gets double-teamed. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Clippers now. George against McCollum. George passes to Beverly. And Cousins kicks to George. Money!
Paul George loves delivering when the game is on the line at his absolute best.
Lillard outside. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. 2K Sports brings you the NBA date.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks.
Here we go.
We've got Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Richardson kicks to Cauley Stein. Out left to the wing. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cauley Stein. And here's Beverly. And the teams we're seeing tonight, Steve, they have very deep rotations.
And Kevin, when you can go maybe 10 deep, it keeps your locker room happy. It also protects your team against injuries sinking a season.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Doncic left side. Finney Smith passes to Doncic. Crafty move, and it's sent back by Leonard for 3. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Porzingis.
And love how much Doncic believes in himself. It shows when he shoots off the pass like that.
There's the lob to the hoop.
Trying to attack the heart of that defense with great teamwork.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Doncic feeling it out. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over. And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told him, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Great player movement, great ball movement. That's fun to watch.
The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. George passes to Beverly. Out to the wing. Outside for George. From outside, off the mark. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Here's Leonard. After the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. Leonard dishes to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Doncic with it. He's got 5. Pass to Finney Smith. Now here's Porzingis. Nice D from Cousins. Left side, Leonard. Great look, but off the mark.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
Doncic outside. Back to Porzingis. And he banks in the layup.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Beverly up top. Richardson covering. Outside Leonard. 1:06 left in the first quarter of the game.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Out to Porzingis. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And at 7'3", Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. J.J. Redick's checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Jackson misses. Dallas leading by 4. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kennard against Redick. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And putting his long arms there to good use. Porzingis has a large catch radius on those alley-oops.
Here's Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
The deep read from Redick.
I like when Kennard hustles on D. He's capable of making a difference.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Powell is out there with Hardaway. Then there's Trey Burke. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Marjanovic in at the center position.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Here's Burke. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Brunson kicks to Marjanovic. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Jackson looking it over. Here's Mann, guarded by Powell. And the wide open shot from Morris. Drills the three-pointer.
And a guy with more of a mid-range game, Morris can still jack it up from deep if you give him enough space and time.
Now here's Brunson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Second chance shot, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Patrick Patterson.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
J.J. Redick's checked in for the Mavericks. Clippers trail by 5. Outside Jackson. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
In a close game like this, everything has to be challenged, and everything has to be earned.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter.
It's sort of a hired gun. Redick's been a premier floor spacer in this league for a long time.
Listen to these numbers, GA, for his career. He has shot over 40% from 3. One season, he hit 47% from beyond the arc. And I can tell you, that is a tough mark to hit. And over the years, his incredible range has just become more and more valuable.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Jackson against Brunson. Here's the 3. Out to Morris. Outside Jackson. Pass to Mann to the paint. Now Zubats. Another shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Mavericks leading by 5. Here's Brunson. No points in the game yet for him. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Baseline J on the way, and there's Hardaway. That's good on the assist from Redick. And the Mavericks lead by 7. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And here's Kennard. Back to Jackson. Pass to Zubats. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. Richardson attacking. Here's Cauley Stein, and he uses the glass on the layup. Cauley Stein's got the lead up to 7 now for the Mavs.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Here's Jackson. There's the pass to Zubats. On the wing, Morris. Fires it up. Again, the Clippers.
And just a smooth jumper. Something Morris entered the league with, but now he's hitting it with more consistency.
Doncic with it. He has 5. And the dunk by Doncic.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Kennard on the wing. Richardson cover. Kennard against Richardson. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
That free throw good from Kennard.
The sharpshooter Kennard is valuable. A guy who stretches the floor and works very hard.
And here's Doncic from the arc. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets under.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. And that'll do it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
They've got Paul George, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Ivica Zubats. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Beverly in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Outside Leonard. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Over Porzingis. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Dallas leading by 8. Now, here's Doncic. He has 7. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. Whoa! Hammering it in.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Leonard against Doncic. Porzingis high post. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Moves back up. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shot just don't go down.
George with the bucket.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Outside, Porzingis. Inside. Kleba, the pass to Cauley Stein. And here comes Leonard, leading the fast break. George against Kleba. And Cousins kicks to Leonard. The offensive rebound. And George able to finish.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Now, Doncic. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Three-pointer. Up again. Porzingis on the foul. Porzingis has got 4 points in the quarter.
And what a motor. Porzingis is an all-star talent who is also willing to do the dirty work.
Beverly against Richardson. Beverly the pass to Oturu. Back to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Here's Leonard. Another one falls for the Clippers.
I love it, Kawhi. When you have skills from the mid-range, you don't need to force anything.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Outside, George. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Plenty of space. Nice spin off the left rim and in. George has got 9.
In this period, they're feeding him, and he's feeling it.
Leonard against Doncic. Pass to Cauley Stein. And stolen by Cousins. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
Coaches have raved about this. Cousins' ability to have active hands and come up with strips.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And again, Paul George. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Doncic against Leonard. Here's Doncic. He kicks it to Cauley Stein. From past the arc. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He got into double digits. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. fantastic job.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the floor for Dallas, Jalen Brunson out there with Trey Burke. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Powell in at the 4 slot. And here's Brunson. Passes to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Jackson with it. Pass to Zubac. And that one goes long. Maverick shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. Clippers shooting has just been outstanding tonight, 56% as a team in this game. Here's Jackson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Aggressive on the drive. That's going to result in some free throws for Jackson.
So for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Patterson. Leonard comes in for Morris, and Georgia subbed in for Luke Kennard. And Dallas also making the switch. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Trey Burke. Finney-Smith kicks to Hardaway. Launches a 3. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. A 3-ball. The Clippers get another chance here. Zubac the pass to Leonard. Left side, George. Just 5 on the clock. And that one drops for him.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Brunson. Trying to get open as Marjanovic. Brunson, good.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
George dishes to Jackson. Now the pass to Zubac. Jackson down low. Brunson covering. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And then George with the jam.
Insane move by Paul George, a high flyer who can create in midair.
Brunson with it. Jackson on him. Brunson, good. Brunson's got 4 this quarter.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Then for the Mavericks, Zinkas, he's checked in for Powell. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And that one's good. Beverly.
Spacing the floor. This is what they need from Patrick Beverly on the offensive end.
And Doncic, here we go. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And boy, Kawhi is the perfect target. The big reach to get to the pass and the great hands on the catch.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And the 3-ball is good.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
1:03 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's George. Back to Beverly. 17-foot shot on the way. Great positioning on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Outside Hardaway. And a miss there on the triple. A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. George double teamed. Back to Zubac. Pass to George. The three. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Sometimes it's just better to concede a rebound instead of fighting through the guy and getting called for over the back.
I will say I like the aggressiveness, but you hurt your team making poor decisions, and that was one of them.
And that stifling defense of Cauley-Stein is what got him drafted.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap. Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through the tunnel with a lot of style.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, D.A. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
They say misery loves company, and both teams now suffering with injuries. But in the end, it balances out.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Gordon out there with Porter. Then there's Monte Morris. And it's Rivers, and it's Jokic in at the 5 down low. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Zubac in at the 5. The Nuggets on offense.
You dig down deep at some of the numbers. Jokic is a much better defender than what he gets credit for. I think we always think about athleticism around rim protection, but sometimes it's just about size and smarts, and he has that.
Back to Morris. Outside, George. With some arc. He can't hit that time. Good defense by Jokic. And Jokic likes physical play. Brent, he embraces the contact.
Well, you look at his physique, and I think he can absorb a lot of what it is that comes his way. But he's comfortable wrestling. He's got brothers. He knows what that's like. And he also loves to mess around with those press conference microphones, as we see.
Beverly against Morris. Now, here's Zubats. Guarded close. Leonard. Porter pulls it in.
Well, he creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
And Beverly kicks to Leonard. Back to Beverly. 5 on the clock. He lobs it up. And the dunk by Zubats.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Rivers against George. Rivers passes to Porter. Floats it up for Jokic.
Porter Jr. moving the ball well. Nice to have a wing player help to be a facilitator.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Morris looking over the floor. Pass to Leonard. On the wing, George.
Lightning.
That was incredible.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Porter kicks to Rivers. Pass to Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Down low, Jokic with the steal. Rivers passes to Jokic. Denver passing it around. Gordon against Leonard. Up top, Porter. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Rivers kicks to Jokic. Again, the Nuggets score.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Rivers against George. To the inside, Leonard. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Jokic using all 7 feet there. Good effort by the center.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Morris inside. Defended by Beverly. Jokic passes to Rivers. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Here's Jokic. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. That's 10 points for Jokic.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Here's George. The pass to Zubats for the 3. Jokic grabs the miss.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Porter. Back to Morris. Offensive rebound.
And Jokic is not the quickest guy off the floor, but he uses his body well and great timing to get the offensive rebound.
And so it's Denver holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly. And we caught up before the game with Nikola.
Southwest, I mean, you need to cure.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Rajon Rondo is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Batum, and it's Cousins in at the center position. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Now Rondo. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. Harrison in the corner. Millsap trying to get open, and that one's good. Harrison's got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
On the wing, Jackson. In the corner, Kennard with it. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
And Jokic carrying that standard for a superstar big man. For your money, though, Bones, is he the best true center in the game?
I don't think he's a true center in the sense, GA, that you can't really go down to the post and have him create his own offense by scoring the basketball. Of course, he's going to create plays for his teammates. I still think AD holds that title right now.
Here's Cousins. Sinks that one from the post. Cousins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Now, here's Bull. Defense is right there, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Clippers trail by 5. Outside Jackson. He dishes it to Batum. He gets that one. Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Millsap's against Cousins. Millsap kicks to Rivers. Shot clock at 5. He's off on that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Batum attacking. Pass to man. Jackson has the open look. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Denver leading by 3. Out left to the wing. Millsap trying to get open. And another miss by Denver. Clippers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Jackson with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in his second quarter of play. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, he does not lack the confidence, does Austin Rivers. He plays with a huge chip on his shoulder.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Aaron Gordon is checking in for the Nuggets.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Rivers dishes to Millsap. Pass to Harrison. Takes the 3. Rivers passes to Bull. And the pass to Harrison. Here's Rivers. Denver the rebound. Millsap. Gordon outside. Passes it to Bull. Shoots over Zubac. Nice move. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And like his father, Manu, Bull's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Patrick Beverly.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Rivers scanning the floor. Outside Gordon. Back to Rivers for the three. It's hauled in by Zubac.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
Here's George, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact, and that time welcomed it.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
George against Rivers. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Here's Rondo. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Rondo's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
And that occasional brilliance of Rondo on display here somehow, some way.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. It was a rough ride in the first quarter for the Clippers. They wasted no time putting themselves in a difficult situation. That's all for now.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
So on the floor for Denver, Aaron Gordon out there with Jokic. Then there's Austin Rivers. Then there's Monte Morris. And it's Porter in at the 3 slot. Here's Rivers, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Morris dishes to Rivers. Back to Morris. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And he's all over that shot, has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play. And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Gordon kicks to Morris. And it's Jokic in the corner. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a switcher also for Denver. Green, he's checked in for Rivers. Jackson against Morris. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And the advantage they have starting to increase. Things are coming together for them at a really opportune time.
Coaches always talk about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. They have definitely increased their energy level here.
On the wing, Morris. Outside, Porter. And foul on the shot. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on. Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
Gordon kicks to Harrison. Pass to Jokic. Denver passing it around. To end the cold streak. Nice D from Cousins.
Defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And Jackson throws it down hard. Jackson's got the lead up to 13 now for Los Angeles.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
Porter against Kennard. .139 left to play in the third. Morris, no good. The Nuggets trail by 13. Here's Porter. The feed to Gordon. There's Harrison. Kennard covering. The kick out to Porter. Pass to Jokic. Jokic draws the double. Outside, Green. The Nuggets with another miss.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Feeds it to Batum. And stolen by Gordon. And now the Nuggets, fast break. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And at 6'10", Porter is a threat to score inside, which is why the defense trying to rough him up a bit.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Denver also making some changes. Bol, he's checked in for Jokic. And Paul Millsap subbed in for JaMychal Green. Here's Jackson. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. A different look for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Paul George in for Reggie Jackson. And Denver also making a switch. Morris is checked in for Porter. And George, here we go. A putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Zubac has got his second basket of the game.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Now the Clippers with it. They're on a 14-4 run. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now, here's Zubac. That one goes. Count it. Zubac has got 6.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Harrison passes to Bol. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Clippers ahead as they wrap up the third quarter with a massive 16-4 run. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. His emphasis was for more effort on the defensive end. He said we have to do a better job of communicating and helping each other out. They're getting too many easy looks. Let's make it hard on them. Kevin, they're going to have to if they're going to slow down the hot shooting of their opponent.
Thank you, David. The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Patrick Beverly out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Zubac in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And finished off by Rivers.
On the attack, 6'4", good verts. Rivers can produce at the rim.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Rondo against Morris. Rondo passes to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Millsap with the steal. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Rivers has got the ball. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Rivers. 14 points for Jokic.
Such an outstanding effort there for the big man to stay focused with his shot. Jokic, tremendous concentration.
Rondo scanning the floor. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Los Angeles. Porter's checked in for the Nuggets. Porter against Leonard. There's the pass to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Puts it up from 15. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Jokic with the steal. To the middle. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. Leonard, no luck. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Nuggets. Here's Rivers. Offensive rebound. Jokic. Count it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
Well, the versatility of this young stud, Jokic, is just ridiculous. Shoots threes, posts up, put the ball on the floor. Did I mention passing?
George passes to Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Jokic. And the first one drops.
Well, the wingspan and the timing that Kawhi Leonard has is really remarkable. He utilizes those strengths to dominate both ends of an NBA floor.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Morris finds Rivers. Paul George with the steal. Morris with the ball. He's picked up by Millsap. Leonard against Porter. Here's Zubac.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. Leonard against Morris. And a wide open look for Porter. No good with the triple.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Hits it from three-point range. Leonard's got 7 now in this quarter.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Clippers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for George.
It felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
A three from Morris, but they recover it.
And that long rebound just falls right back into their hands. That'll reset the shot clock.
Leonard, that's for two, and they call over the back here. Too much contact.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
Got there early, and his anticipation of that play was rewarded by that call.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. McGee, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Jackson in the corner. And the Clippers miss again. So it's Los Angeles win this one easy. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it. The lights of downtown. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson. And it's George in at the 2 spot. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at center. And it's Lillard missing.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Leonard with the ball. Powell on him. Leonard the pass to Zubats. Here's Morris. And stolen by Lillard. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Lillard with the ball.
What a selfish play from Lillard. This guy has no problem giving it up, especially when his teammate's wide open.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. George against McCollum. And that one's good, George.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Now, here's Nurkic. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Here's George. Portland making their last shot. To the paint. Here's Zubats. The shot's good on the assist by George.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Jackson against Lillard. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Well, you can't give any lane to the basket. Once Lillard sees it, he jumps all over it.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. George against McCollum. And George kicks to Jackson. Back to George. Rebounded by McCollum. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. The shot by Powell, no good.
They know they can't give him that shot. The D's are over it, not even giving him an inch of space.
Covington with the steal. George against McCollum. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way.
What a dead-eye McCollum is from that range. Such a tremendous feel for the mid-range jumper.
George looking around. Pass to Leonard. Nice shot from the wing.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, that's something that they scouted him coming into tonight. They know he can make this shot. That's a poor effort defensively.
Here's McCollum. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. McCollum dishes to Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Covington. Puts it up from 15. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
Outside Leonard. Passes it to Zubats. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Offensive rebound.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now, here's George. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Powell down low. Leonard's there. Kicks it out to Lillard. It's up a 3. Can't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
24 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now Lillard. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Powell finds Lillard. 5 to shoot. From deep. It's all tied in Portland. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Yeah, they're clawing, they're grinding, doing anything they could to make the most of their possessions.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Patrick Beverly out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Batum in at the four-man position. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Man's checked in. Simons shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Your son, Cole Greg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him number 1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. Now here's Little. Nicholas Batum unable to get his shot to go. Anthony, the pass to Canner. Shoots over Cousins, and he starts out with the miss in this one. The dish now to Beverly. The pass to Mann. Back to Beverly. Inside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one's on Anthony.
When Cousins has the rock inside, he's ridiculously efficient. He just has such power when he has the ball down low.
Damian Lillard's checked in for Little. The Trailblazers shooting not great, 40% for the game. Lillard against Kennard. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. Back to Lillard. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. They can retake the lead after trailing for a while.
Nice work to hang around and just give yourself a chance. Put yourself in position.
And they take the lead. Beverly's got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Here's Lillard. Lays it up off the glass. Lillard's got his second basket.
Love seeing Lillard work it in close. I mean, he has the skills to convert at a high rate.
And stolen by Lillard. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. No free throws good from Lillard.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one, every time.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. Now here's Jones. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Snatched away. And they're running. Outside for Batum. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Beverly. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And Beverly just knows what to do in the pick and roll. So effective with both his passing and shooting ability.
Simons surveying the D. Outside Anthony. A minute 42 left in the first half of basketball. And the shot goes in.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Beverly dishes to Cousins. Beverly the pass to Mann. kicks to Cousins. It doesn't go for him.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical. Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Here's Beverly after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Batum passes to Beverly. Outside for Batum. Shot clock at 6. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Cousins. Portland grabs the miss.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
And a wide open look for McCollum. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum. Outside for Batum. And again, unable to change momentum here. And it's Jones with the ball for Portland. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. And here's McCollum for 3. They get the rebound. And he lays it straight in. Cantor's got his first 2 points.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
And that one's good. Beverly. Here's McCollum. The clock runs out, and we're heading to... Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the... And no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player all the time. But Shaq... And that does it for our...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Lillard from outside. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Clippers trail by 7. The drive by Jackson. Shakes him. And he lays it up and in.
And Jackson is a genius at finishing on his drives. He just has so many tricks up his sleeve.
The Trailblazers shooting with confidence. 50% from the field so far. McCollum against George. Tries it from 19. That one's not going to go. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Damian Lillard pulls it in. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Trailblazers leading by 5. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Lillard attacking, and there's the feed to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. It's stolen by Morris.
And how about the read on that play right there? Great sense of exactly when that ball was coming from the outside.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Jackson. And stolen by Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Oh, it's great watching Lillard go after steals, showing he can take over possessions all by himself.
And so here are the Clippers. 7-point differential. McCollum against George. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's McCollum. That one wide left.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Leonard's got his second bucket.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 8. Drilled from 11 feet out. Lillard's got 10 points.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
To the wing right side. Here's Zubac. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And Lillard gets it to go.
He's really turned it around here in the second half. I mean, his offense has returned.
Clippers trail by 7. To the wing on the left. Kicks it out to Leonard. Off target from outside.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
McCollum against George. Lillard looking around. Just 5 to shoot. McCollum passes to Lillard. And it's Lillard again missing for Los Angeles. They've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Out to the right wing. Morris outside. No good on the 3. Trailblazers leading by 7. Pass to Nurkic. Outside Covington. Morris against Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Up again. It's good on the putback. Nurkic has got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
Playing with such physicality on the offensive glass. I mean, Nurkic's awesome at slamming misses.
Zubac the pass to George. And he makes that one. George has got 8 points.
And that's just taking advantage of some soft defense on that drive. Little resistance for him on the way to the basket.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And that one, good. Lillard's got the lead back up to 9 now for Portland.
Oh, he's got a role in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Here's Rondo. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from Nurkic. The Trailblazers have gone to even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Shot from 16, and the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
And whether he's creating for himself or spotting up, Lillard's jumper is whizzing.
Here's Rondo, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Control the pace. Get it to the right guy at the right time. These requirements top the list if you're a good point guard.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, we've got Patrick Beverly. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the small forward. So it's Portland now. After the basket by Los Angeles. Stolen by Zubac. Left side Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
Here's Simons. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 7. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Simons. To the paint. Back to Anthony. Great D that time from Batum.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
Anyone can tell they've ramped up the intensity. I mean, they're more assertive, and especially at the offensive end.
Kicks it out to Lillard. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possession. Turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's foul number 2 for him. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Cantor's checked in. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Leonard with no one around. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Reminding us again why he's one of the game's great clutch shooters.
Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
But Lillard, he's an exceptional player. He's a guy you trust to make the right decision in these moments.
Jackson looking around. Here's Leonard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
Lillard throws it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
This is why they go to him when the game is tight. He ups his intensity.
George with no one around. Los Angeles with another miss. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Powell kicks to Lillard. Cranes the three-pointer. Now it's a 5-point Portland lead.
There's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch-and-shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on those.
No coverage that time.
And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
Lillard against Jackson. Back to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
Oh, and he caps that off in style. He gets the finish with the harm. Huge possession there to extend the lead.
Clippers trail by 5. Outside, George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
Robert Covington's checked in for Enes Kanter.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
And Lillard gets double-teamed. Wants to get it to Morris and does. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And now we've got the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
Kanter checked in for Robert Covington. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Powell dishes to Kanter. Lillard attacking. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
That and one free throw ups it to a 2-possession game. Costly foul on the shot that time.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
And that technical foul changes the complexion of this one. Now, just a 1-possession game.
11 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So he can't get either to fall.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player. Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
With a chance to ice the game, he's got perfect focus at the line. Now, you could put this one in.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming up next, the Mavericks. Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports.
Hey, Kevin.
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. And the Clippers starting five. They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Oturu in at the four-man position. And for the Mavericks, we've got Luka Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Now, Leonard. Following Willie Cauley-Stein's three-point attempt. Leonard dishes to Beverley. Back to Leonard. The Mavericks pull it in.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Here's Cauley-Stein, and Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
And there's the pass to Zubac. The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And he makes both free throws. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Doncic feeling it out. To the middle. Here's CLA Stein. It's hauled in by Zubac. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. George with the bucket.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Doncic outside.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back. It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen by Zubac. Beverly, the pass to Oturu. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Down low. Lets it fly. Got a piece of it. They get it back. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And CLA Stein has drawn comparisons to Tyson Chandler due to his length and athleticism. It's important he continues to get better.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Outside, Leonard. Outside, George takes a three. And that one is off. And it's Dallas the other way.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Outside for Redick. There's the triple. And he's good on the three ball.
Very dangerous from outside the arc as he's been throughout his career. All Redick needs is a little separation, and he's golden.
George looking around. Leonard with no one around. The shot's good on the assist by George.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now, here's Doncic. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Now, here is Morris. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Drops in the tray.
And an excellent pass by Morris. A guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
Here's Brunson. It's a three-point game. And the basket is good.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Jackson against Brunson. Jackson down low. Floats one. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Pass to Pop. And Brunson has it in the corner. Pass to Marjanovic. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And here is Los Angeles now. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Los Angeles on top, up by one. And And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for young players.
This game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's man in at the small forward. Floats it up for Cousins. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Beverly. Burke covering. Powell with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Lets it go with a 3. Dallas no good that time either. Stolen. To the inside. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Misses from short range. From 18 feet away, and it's good for 2.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Here's Burke. 2 free throws come. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
They're running. Hardaway with it. George picks him up. Burke with it. Leonard's there. Marjanovic kicks to Kleba. Clock at 6. And the dunk by Powell.
Oh, you gotta love seeing Powell attack. An agile big guy who gets it to the cup in a hurry.
Outside, George passes it to Leonard. Over Hardaway. Here's Zubac. A shot that time, not on target. And it's Dallas the other way. Here's Powell. Count it, good. Powell's got the lead up to 5 now for the Mavs.
Boy, very easy that time for Powell. Not going to miss that one.
The pass to Oturu. To the paint. From down low. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Trey Burke.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. Give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
George against Richardson. Pass to Porzingis. On the wing, Doncic. Cauley-Stein. Great positioning on the putback. Cauley-Stein's got 6.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks. But you got to remember, Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Clippers trail by 7. Here's Mann. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball. J.J. Redick's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Dallas. They're on a 14-6 run. And Doncic, here we go. Count that bucket. He's got 6.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's George. Banked in off the glass.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you got to play freely and with confidence.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And we've reached halftime. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks have been one of the more stable organizations. And that does it for our...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Cauley Stein. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Clippers trail by 9. Beverly deciding where to go with it. Pass to Zubac. Shoots from 12. Misses off the left iron.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team. That's why they're ahead.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Doncic outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Here's Leonard. Count it. Leonard's got 5 now.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Now Doncic, 9 points in the game so far. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Leonard kicks to Zubac. Mavericks with the rebound.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
On the Mavericks with some changes. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Cauley Stein. Trey Burke comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Patterson's checked in. Here's Porzingis. And the shot is good. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, you look at Porzingis, this guy is very skilled, and you give him those kind of looks, he'll cash in all day long.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Leonard finds Beverly. The Clippers rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
That one good for 2. And the Mavericks lead by 16.
Boy, excellent situational awareness from Hardaway Jr. that time. I mean, he seems to know exactly where to get when the break is on.
Tipped away. Hardaway with the steal. And here we go. Burke heading to the hoop. Yep, that one goes in there.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Beverly dishes to Patterson. Back to Beverly. Kennard for 3. Sinks the triple. Kennard's got 6.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Brunson against Beverly. Hardaway with a wide open look. No good on the triple. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 15-point game. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
To the left wing. And stolen by Patterson. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Trey Burke. Here's Marjanovic. Passes it to Kleber. Back to Marjanovic. He kicks it to Powell. It's stolen by Morris. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And finished off by Leonard.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
It's certainly been an impressive run. They finally found the right formula to break down the defense.
Brunson, good.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
Clippers trail by 11. Beverly with the ball. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to Beverly. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Beverly's got his first bucket in this one.
Tremendous focus from the little man, Patrick Beverly there.
And so it's Dallas, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. The Clippers shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, they've got Paul George. Jackson is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's man in at the 2-guard spot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you have to be really on your toes when you're defending Paul George. He's excellent when it comes to using the pump fake to draw fouls.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. Hardaway is subbed in for Josh Richardson. Jackson against Doncic. And they double up Doncic. Stolen by George. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Doncic against Jackson. And the dunk by Pound.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
But only if you grind hard enough to get yourself in tight before the shot goes up, guys. You've got to get your work done before the shot is attempted.
Oh, he just punches that one down with.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Foul, the pass to Kleba. It's tipped. Now the Clippers moving it up. George has got the ball, and the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game. And the Mavericks with some changes. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Maxi Kleber. And it's Richardson in for Hardaway.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the net.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Powell. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Mavericks leading by 3. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Well, you've got to push Porzingis out of the paint. If you don't, you're looking for trouble.
George against Doncic. Now, here is George. Not a lot of room, and the layup's good off the glass.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Just throw it up there. Drill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Here's George in for his 7th make in 14 tries.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Jackson against Doncic. Comes up empty, 7 for 15 with that miss. Clippers trail by 5. Here's George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, George can really change pace quickly. He's excellent at drawing physical contact.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Doncic outside. 6 to shoot. Over Beverly. Doncic finds Cauley Stein. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher. And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
It doesn't look good, even with a quick bucket here.
Yep, it goes. And the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Zubac. The pass to Finney Smith. Doncic outside. It's deflected. And now the Clippers on the break. Got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Boy, and just look at what Leonard is doing.
Now the Mavericks with it. They led by as many as 18 points. Cauley Stein kicks to Richardson. Doncic outside. Pass to Porzingis. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Finney Smith offline with his 3. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And here are the Mavericks now. The lead is 2. Richardson kicks to Cauley Stein. Trying to find Porzingis. That's it to him. Pass to Finney Smith. Outside, Porzingis. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the double. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. 2K Sports brings you the end. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Ivica Zubac, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the power forward. And for the Nuggets, Jokic is out there with Gordon. Then there's Monte Morris. And it's Rivers. And it's Porter in at the 3 spot. Nailed from three-point land. And both teams, Doris, battling injuries.
Kevin, we have seen that when someone is injured, that means an opportunity for a bench player to show what they have. And the coaching staff maybe has to get a little bit more creative than usual.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Rivers. On the wing, Gordon. Back to Rivers. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Jackson. Gordon floats it up for Jokic. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
Jackson against Morris. Down low. And Morris throws it down.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Morris, no good. The Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game.
Oh, my! Wow! Young fella.
Well, don't let Kawhi's quiet demeanor fool you. This guy has athleticism and explosiveness. How about that in style?
Now, here is Morris. Inside. And Gordon gets it to go in on the assist by Morris.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Jackson, an easy 2 points on the layup.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Morris against Jackson. And here's Rivers. Back to Morris. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Floats it up for Jokic. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Millsap comes in for Michael Porter. And it's Shaquille Harrison in for Monte Morris. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Green's checked in. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Beverly's checked in. Now here's Cousins. Off with the layup. Kennard against Rivers. Pass to Harrison. For three. Kept alive. And Green is right there.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Rondo scanning the floor. Makes it off the glass.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Here's Harrison. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. To the middle. Millsap finds Green. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And Millsap is a team player, someone who is very willing to make the right pass to an open teammate.
Here's Rondo, and he uses the glass on the layup. Rondo's got 6.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Harrison. He's covered by Rondo. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. Bol, he's checked in for Green. And the Clippers making a change here as well. And checked in. Here's Harrison. Dishes it to Rivers. Shot from 12. Keeps it alive. And it's Millsap with the extra effort.
And the play succeeds because Millsap comes to the court hungry. He chases down boards and second chance opportunities.
Beverly dishes to Batum. Now the feed to Cousins. Can't hit from in close.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Clippers ahead, leading by... Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Patrick Beverly. Batum is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the small forward position. Stolen. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And George with the stuff.
Hey, you're asking for trouble now if you let Paul George get room to run. Excellent transition and superb at getting himself in the right position.
Morris looking over the floor. Paul George with the steal. Here's Mann. Got that bucket in no time at all. Mann's got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles. Now, here is Morris. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Harrison. Defended by Beverly. And the wide open shot for Morris. A three-pointer off the mark. Clippers leading by 5. And the layup falls.
This guy is such an intelligent guard. Patrick Beverly finding a driving lane and finishing.
Here's Harrison on the wing. Millsap inside, defended by Batum. Shot clock at 5. Morris passes to Harrison. On the left block. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Batum inside the three-point line. The wing jumper off target.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
For 3, Millsap. Porter dishes to Millsap. Throws it up high. It's slammed in by Millsap.
How many times have we seen Millsap throw it down? We've known about his leaping ability for years.
To the left side wing. Here's Mann, guarded by Porter. Zubac's in the post. No points in the game yet for him. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are three guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day.
Oh, goodness gracious.
How about that finish?
Oof, wow.
Morris outside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
This is his first free throw of the game.
A year ago, he had an 84% success rate on his foul shots, so he was a guy they were always happy to see at the line.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Jokic, he's checked in for Bull. Jermichael Green comes in for Paul Millsap. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Porter. And it's Austin Rivers in for Shaquille Harrison. Leonard with the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rivers against Kennard. Morris outside. Passes it to Jokic. Shot clock at 6. Morris passes to Jokic. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. .103 left to play here in the half. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Los Angeles leading by 8. Now Jackson. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Jokic. Here's Green. Gordon with it. Pass to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. He feeds it to Green. It's stolen by Morris. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Leonard kicks to Kennard. Cousins inside. He's against Gordon. And that one's good. Cousins.
Well, any play that ends with DeMarcus at the cup or in the paint is good offense.
Morris outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter. And here's Kennard.
Well, nice job crashing the glass.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers bringing the quarter to a close with a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead top. That's all for now. Say good.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter. Sliced right through them.
His penetration was a real problem for them. And then, of course, the monster finishes at the cup.
Porter is out there with Gordon, and it's Nikola Jokic. Then there's Monte Morris, and it's Rivers in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Morris with the bucket.
You have now got to respect the three-point shooting ability of Marcus Morris. He understands now he's got to take that shot.
Leonard against Porter. And Jokic throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Morris finds Zubac. Jackson has the open look. Off target from outside.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
A three from Morris. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And stolen by Gordon. Here's Jokic. It's hauled in by the Clippers. George has got his 5th rebound in this one. Kicks it out to Leonard. Launches it. Los Angeles with another miss. The Nuggets trail by 8. Lob pass to Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
You know that the pass is for Aaron Gordon, but his athleticism takes any defense out of the equation. Doing work, Aaron Gordon.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Out to Morris. Shoots. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Stolen by George. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, the length of Paul George, creating opportunities for his team. He covers an awful lot of ground with that wingspan.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Bowl, he's checked in for Jokic. Millsap comes in for Austin Rivers. And it's Shaquille Harrison in for Morris. Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Gordon's running, and the shot goes in. Gordon's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, sheer strength on these finishes. Aaron Gordon pushes through anything you might throw at him.
And Shaquille Harris gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Denver making a switch here. Green's checked in. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Outside for Rondo. It's good. Rondo's got 8 points.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's fantastic at staying strong through the contact.
Porter against Beverly. Porter dishes to Gordon. Outside, Green. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 6 points for him.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Outside, Rondo. He dishes it to Morris. Outside for Batum. And there's the pass to Mann. Clock at 6. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Off target with his 3.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Green. Outside Millsap. 3-pointer. Rebound by the Clippers. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Outside for Rondo. There's 53 seconds left to play in the third. Beverly for 3. And he makes good on the layup. Rondo's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
If he's one thing, he's efficient in the paint. Rondo really good with the positioning there close to the basket.
They kick it out to Green. Back to Harrison. There's the dish to Gordon. Shoots from the elbow. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over for the Nuggets. Jokic has checked in for Jermichael Green. Austin Rivers comes in for Porter. And Monte Morris subbed in for Harrison. Beverly, the pass to Jackson. Oh, and here comes Rivers all alone.
Austin Rivers.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so it's Los Angeles. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why great point guard play is so critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for the Clippers right now, the two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Kennard is out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot.
And plays like that demonstrate Paul George's athletic ability. He's not just an elite scorer, he is a high flyer.
Gordon inside, guarded by Jackson. Morris, no good. Clippers leading by 13. And that one's good, George.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Morris into the lane. Out to the right wing. Jokic kicks to Morris. Pass to Rivers. Floats it up for Jokic.
Well, the coaching staff loves seeing this kind of playmaking from Austin Rivers, the willingness to share the basketball.
George looking over the floor. To the paint. Here's Zubac. Passes to Kennard. Millsap against Leonard. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
How about Kawhi Leonard? How many guys in the history of their career can say, I was an NBA Finals MVP at 22 and then an NBA Finals MVP at 27? Simply incredible.
Good on the second free throw. Clippers leading by 14. Jackson passes to Zubac. Basket good.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. It's Rivers on the wing. On the wing, Gordon. Over to the left wing. Millsap has the open look, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Porter's checked in for the Nuggets. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Marcus Morris is checked in for Kennard. George against Rivers. Now, here is Morris. Back to George. Over Rivers. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Right side, Millsap. Pass to Jokic. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist.
And just paying attention to the details and makes great reads offensively. Jokic is so comfortable with the catch and shoot.
Jackson down low. He's against Morris. Outside Leonard. The pass to Zubac. Banked in off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 16. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
they're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game. And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Clippers.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Paul George.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
Pass to Morris. This one for three. Denver the rebound. Here's Jokic, and Denver again with the bucket.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Jokic with the steal. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity. Morris with the bucket.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Here's George. Outside Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. The shot by George, no good.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's...